How's it going? Welcome in. This is the Art Club to you.
Video.
I'm Zach Zulch.
I'm Natalie.
We're the founders of Almost Real Things. We're here at Almost Real Things Studios and Gallery 2324 East Cesar Chavez, formerly known as 2324. Today, we're going to be looking at our past issues. Swati Kunduri decided that she didn't know enough about the magazine and where we started and why we wanted to do what we wanted to do and why we thought this was a good idea 10 years ago.
Zach and I mean, we have art backgrounds. I'm more studio art and use graphic design. So always been big fans of prints. When we came to Austin in 2015, we just wanted to share things we were making and our friends were making and kind of find a new community. So we thought with our skill set, we could put together something that was professional and that people would want to be published in. Although I was like very surprised by it when we put the first issue out, immediately people were like, how do I get in this? And I was like, oh, like we had to figure that out. It used to just be email me and I'll just figure it out based on like you had. Starting with our first issue that came out exactly 10 years ago, January 2016. This was a mural on East 4th. It says now is the time to make it happen. It was painted by an artist during South by the year before. We just thought it was super relevant. We're like starting something new. Let's see where it goes.
We really had no intention of making a second issue unless people really wanted it.
In issue 1, we were implementing like this voice that we both have, which is silly and not too serious. And I was flipping through our gross stickers were incorporated. We had this very exclusive interview with Tessa Renee, the creator of Veg Teas.
Yeah, great clothing line.
These were the first clothes we sold. These were, you can talk about these posters because they're by Natalie.
Yeah, the colorized visual songs, but kind of based on my synesthesia and how I see color in different numbers of letters and sounds, but colorizing the tracks of each of these songs based on the sections of them. So like the intro, the verse, the chorus, lots of fun ideas that went into the first issue. And again, having no intention of anybody really caring about this, but seeing how cool we could make a magazine and how far and wide we could distribute it with our $4,000 that we put into it. And worst case scenario, is a really good portfolio piece for us. But surprise, like 60 people really wanted to be in issue 2. And we're like, okay, well, now we need to make an issue 2.
This was still the first year. So we were doing 4 issues a year. We always changed the sticker, what it said. It was always free. It's always been free. First one was mega free. This is ultra free. We got to the point though where we ran out of words.
We actually at least did. We have like 20 more.
So it's Jeremy Earhart, who I just met because I was like, we have the same last name and you're a cool artist. Not related, but we put his work on the cover for this one. And yeah, there's things in here. The Almost Real name was always like, it's because we're including content that is almost real. It gave us a lot of creative freedom to do what we wanted and make it up along the way too.
Nothing's fake. Everything's almost real.
This is issue 3-4, which was a double issue, a little thicker. Austin currently, and then what Zach imagined Austin to be, which I mean, we got to compare it now because this was 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's close.
So it flipped. So halfway through, it goes backwards. It was really funny to look at people reading it. You've been reading it upside down. This is super free and extra free.
Mm-hmm. Things that are amusing to us.
This one's gluten-free. Only this one. That was photography on the cover. It's issue 5, which was right before we started doing themes.
Yeah, that was the last non-themed issue.
Yeah.
And at this point, this was a really cool issue because it was kind of the turning point of us treating Almost Real Things as a passion project, as a fun art thing that we were doing on the side, amongst other gig work jobs and other companies that we had started. But this was the turning point. So it was us taking a chance, the Thena's chance, on Almost Real Things as a business, potentially, maybe, could be. Still at this time, quarter 1, 2017, or quarter 2, 2017, we were like, is it the right move? But we kept doing it, and we had Aki.
Yeah.
Aki Brathwaite by Aki do the cover. So this is a commission.
She's probably one of the few people like really worked with us from the start, and we're close friends. she got to see all these different iterations of the business and our relationship and like things that work, things that didn't. So sure she'll have a lot to say.
Whatever I last episode.
Uh, then we just keep powering through the themes. Fail Well was a fun one because it was like kind of showing that with the art, I think it was like pieces that didn't work, I guess, for the artist, but then ones that they were proud of. So we had some people show like their process work. It was funny that when I was reaching out to people to interview and I'd be like, hey, do you want to be in the fail issue? And they could like, no.
You look like you failed well. Well, what's up?
But this is one of my favorite issues. So
Yeah, that's really fun. So this is issue 8, Memory Lost and Found. And this was a commission that was actually a scanned CD. So I thought that was kind of a cool, interesting crossover for the memory portion of it. It's called Electric Subgenre by Andrew Whited. And then, yeah, we continued on the commission train, more with people that were going to be presenting at our events and selling their artwork, and got into making posters. So this is a cool cover by Cody Blazek, and we created posters, as you can see on this side of me. This one was the Dream State theme, and we did a really cool event at the Volcom Garden.
we had full skate ramps there, half pipe.
They still had their half pipe.
And
those-
so people came and brought their skateboards and we're like legit doing it all during the event. And every so often a skateboard will fly up and everybody's like, "Get!" So you just like duck and cover. Our friend Tambao did this cover, which was for material because he was working in fashion design. So he did this 3D illustration of these really cool bomber jackets that we eventually will get made for ourselves.
Do it.
100% free.
That was good. Yeah.
Another double issue here, which was juxtaposition. So issue 12, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Another little Turner point.
Yeah.
Eye looking good. That's the person licking an eye. That's what we went with the cover.
Yeah.
It was one of our,
Eric Hampton.
yeah, he was interning with us and he's a very talented designer. I think this is when we started our art club. We have it added
Yeah.
for our
The
kids.
end of 2018.
Yeah.
At this point in time, Art Club was a studio complex that we were intending to create before the pandemic happened.
Mhm.
And then we turned Art Club into, well, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's our, what was it? Identity issue. I love the cover on this one. It's Jeanette, right?
Yeah. Photography by Jeanette Navarez.
Yeah. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this was more about the people creating the arts and then about people that were making art as well. That was like very intimate and personal. And we had them for this one. I had them handwrite and scan like whatever kind of description they wanted to put because I don't know. I will think people's handwriting said a lot about them and their process, and then you could kind of compare it to the art that they were creating as well. So I love incorporating handwriting into like this visual aspect.
Yeah. And fun fact about issue 13 is that we did our party here, the combo party for this issue. And we did it when it was still Solo Vita at 2324 East Cesar Chavez Street. And we took over the courtyard, the food trucks, and the stage, and had all sorts of artists and musicians play. And it was 462 degrees out. And he drank a lot of water, and everybody got dehydrated still. And because we were drinking a lot of vodka too.
Mama Duke played that Chiquis show really early on. Shout out
Mama Duke
here. It was really fun.
is on America with the Stars. That talent. Yep.
Book 14 is the one. What was 14?
Vivid. We're holding it up. Well, Efren put it in digitally in post. Swati is on it. It was Efren.
Yeah, it was a
We went to the house and did a demo video of him creating monstera leaves on his pretty signature like pink to orange gradient and some teal in there. And we learned how to spray paint, and we got a video out of it. Yeah.
Actually, there's a really cool video that we made with another interviewer at the time, Noble.
As Noel Crawford
Excellent video.
Jr.
This was one of my favorite issues and got taken, like, this is what we had the least of. We archived each of these, but, like,
No.
we barely could find any money-making issues, and maybe 'cause it's gold, but
People like gold foil.
price, free 99, worth every penny. But yeah, the gold foil was really fun. So Zach designed it. A lot of our shirts, we use these for our shirt design as well, the front and the back. This was talking about money. So in the artist spotlight, we actually had people put the price and had them break down the hours they worked on it and the material cost in like numbers so people could see, even though I'm charging $70, I worked on this for like 8 hours. So it doesn't always correlate. So it's really about being transparent with pricing, but also
Yeah.
like helping artists feel confident to price their things correctly.
We'll talk about this collaboration issue briefly. It was a combo issue with us and Print Austin. They came to us during one of their exhibits. It was around the quarantine time. We didn't know if they were going to do like a full big expo like they usually do. So they wanted to create something that was very nice and memorable with a lot of their print artists who are participating in the expo.
Yep.
That was a cool combination of what we had been doing in the past, and then this one is all visual art focused as almost like a directory of print artists.
Printmaking.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's something we did use as a reference when we took over the Austin Studio Tour last year with the guidebook. It was almost like, okay, if we kind of like minimize the heavily written content that was our magazine.
Yeah.
And focus on photos for that. And this key too. Oh, that's 18 here. I can't see.
It's okay.
Okay.
You don't need to.
Issue 17, processing. So free, sketched, but not sketchy. So this was showing the process of art making. So in our spotlight, we had pictures of like the piece before it was finished. This was fun because artists don't usually like showing the unfinished pieces because there is a time in which you're like, I hate this, it's horrible, and I don't want anybody to see it. So really had to kind of push people on that. We had the art show selection process. We talked to Blue Genie, what was just the East Austin Studio Tour and Armadillo Christmas Bazaar, like with their producers to ask about basically, if I'm an artist, how do I get into this show? And biggest thing was good photography. So take good photos everywhere.
And have something to say about your background. I think a lot of people are like, I don't like to talk about myself. I don't want to sound pretentious, but you do have to present yourself in a professional way for other people to take you seriously and be excited to meet you and see your work in person. The other cool thing, like jumping back to the beginning about having a magazine, is just being able to like talk to anybody from a journalistic perspective. And I think you can do this even without a magazine, but we found it really powerful. I'm like, hey, we want to do an article on you. And they're like, why me? And like, now I feel really special and I'll tell you everything I know. And that was a really, really cool way for us to learn so many things from like hundreds of people that we probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to go in depth with them about all of this.
They're more likely to say yes to meeting you if you can offer them something and it was pressed.
Yeah.
No, I was so fun because I'd literally be like, I love this musician so much. And I reach out and then I get to talk to them and I try to become friends with them. Sometimes it happens. It usually doesn't. But I get to at least talk to them, maybe go to their house, hang out. Issue 18. We'll mention the artwork behind this. Issue 18. It's Juan and Rosemary gave us for the Surreal So Real issue. What is this one? Beyond Free. Question everything? Yeah, you did Q question mark?
Question mark. Was it not know what quarter this was going to come out in? It was 2020. The whole world was virtual at that time. We were all in virtual reality, stuck, questioning everything. And we still jumped into some friendships that we had made along the way. This one was with Juan and Rosemary Villegas, and you can see the original pieces behind us. But it was a really cool, like, double kind of issue where they both collaborated on two pieces from opposite angles. It was a really cool way for us to kind of like continue on the legacy of what we had been doing, but in a new way with new collaborators and trying to all process what was happening to us at the time and if the world was ever going to come out. cut to this one, Swati?
Okay. Or just go. Just remember what we said. Oh, this is a fun one. Make do, issue 19. This is the one that escapes my mind whenever I'm thinking every issue. I can never remember issue 19.
The one when we came back into the regular world. It's like when we exited our houses and we had a lot going on. We had a lot of like built up ambition. And I said, if I ever fucking get out of this house again, we're going to party like we've never partied before.
Yeah.
And the party's still happening like 4 years later.
It says, feel free, take it, do it. Zach did this cover alongside
Face, yeah, from one of the
Alexander Rice, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember this cover took you so long because you were like perfecting it so much. And it's beautiful. It just took you a really time. That's what I was looking for. I don't have my glasses on. I scan code on all of them, all of the issues. There's like a little phrase we always put. And sometimes Zach just does it alone and I don't even know what it is. It said made in do. Made in do. So that's one thing we always change. It's like a really tiny little thing we change.
Yeah. We went to issue 20. This one is quarter. We stopped doing quarters. We did 7, 2021. We tried to do a quarterly magazine. It's a lot. You guys, it's a lot. It's a lot of work to run a business.
It's a lot of money.
Especially around a print magazine. I don't know if you know, but it's hard. We're at now in July of 2021. We got one of our favorite artists at the time, still is, but was at the time, Yasmin Yusuf, to create cyanotypes. And
Here today, original.
Had a whole series of cyanotypes to pick the ones that we liked best for the cover, for the front and back.
It was fun.
Yeah, commissioned them. So those were the 2 that came out of that. We did a great party at Something Cool right across the street from here for that issue. It was great.
So issue 21, because. Be free, take this, cause you're number 1.
Number 1.
Cause and effect. Yep. That was photography cover. It was about like making a statement, being mission driven, doing something for a cause, creating art for a purpose.
That one and this issue 22, we did a combo event at a space that was about to be demolished. And so we had to pick up a bunch of heroin needles and stuff like that out of the gravel to make it safe for you to come through. We did not clean up all of the poison ivy that was on the property, but at least it was out of the way. We thought until
we told people not to go back there. And this was the first time too we wore earpieces, like all our tune, which is really fun and also was so distracting. But that's when Joey and I always tell the story. There was a point in time like 2 people decided to venture off into the woodsy area.
We're trying to tag the wall.
It was all poison ivy. I go, hey, people are in poison ivy. And then Joey comes on and goes, let them die. And I'm like, okay.
So anyway, rest in peace.
They did. No.
This issue is something new. So at this point, we're craving a new, like, future-focused perspective on people's artwork and what they wanted to, eventually travel to, different forms of artwork that people were exploring. And the cover was created by David Wimmer. So he goes by @DAWB. But yeah, we worked together virtually just on his computer while he was in Photoshop for probably like 6 hours while he was just riffing, changing colors, adding filters. It was really cool to see somebody else's process on how they were creating a digital piece of artwork, but then it was eventually going to make its way into print format. This one is one of your favorites, I think.
Yeah. Issue 23, Ultra Super Plus. Plenty free, plus super absorbent. What a deal. What does it say here? Lasts all day. So this is Asia Renee. She's one of my favorite artists. She actually lives in Houston now. She's a medical professional, but also a very talented oil painter. So she's taught herself and watched YouTube videos and does these very hyper-realistic portraits. Incorporates so much color, but then also like anatomy in it, so you can kind of see the skeleton underneath. The original is right behind me here. I love it. Still trying to convince her to do a solo show here in Austin with us. One of these days, hopefully she watches this. But yeah, this was bright, bold, in your face, loud kind of art. And like even the text we used was really full text. And we try to really carry the concept all the way through.
Yeah, that was fun. And that was also the first large scale event that we did at Distribution Hall. So it was a big challenge for us to kind of go from the found venue spaces that we had been used to renting a very expensive, very beautiful, large space and filling it with people and activities and setting it all up in 4 hours and then partying for 4 hours and then ripping it all down and shoving it into Natalie's car, my Corolla, and Joey's truck and
Old truck.
going about our day. His old small truck. Now he has like a transformer.
No, that was fun. That was really when our events like jumped to a different scale.
We did another event at Distribution Hall for this issue as well, the Worth It issue. And that was a really fun party. This cover came together after we had like a few different proposals of people who wanted to put art on the cover of the magazine. And we set a deadline and a few of them did not make the deadline. Continued making the artwork, but didn't make the deadline for print. But we were in the process of creating a solo show for Katie Lewis, somebody who we had met very early on in her career. When she had just moved to Austin and was kind of developing herself as an artist, it was time for her solo show before she decided to move out of Austin. So we had it at our HQ at that time. She was creating these two pieces. They had just been finished for that show, and we decided it would be a perfect crossover issue to have her as the cover artist. And that show was great.
Okay. Yeah, now we have just two left. This is when our events ramped up so much. We had studio space, gallery, programming. So we absolutely loved doing the publication of the magazine. Like we enjoyed it so much, but we couldn't do 4 issues a year. We were trying to figure it out. So we just do as much as we can and put it all into the magazine. So I think this year we just had 1 issue. That was 2023. But that was called Hello. Oh, is this one? Oh, you're right. Sorry. I don't have my glasses on. Mez Data did the cover. We followed him to a creek bed, like paint location. We filmed him painting this. He is so fast too, which is great.
Yeah.
And then we all looked at it and took photos. And it was fun to reintroduce ourselves in a way of like, I feel like there are people that know us from the start and people that have collected these magazines for so long. And then there's people who kind of knew us just for events. So like 2021, they kind of started jumping on. And we were like, by the way, we've been doing this between this already, saying for a long time. So we were just kind of giving history about ourselves and our team.
Initially, when we started, that was distribution of information and bring people together. And then, we kind of went crazy on the event side, bringing people together in person, especially after having gone through COVID, quarantine, and all of that was very impactful. And so that's what we kind of shifted our focus on, getting people in the same room together to continue networking, collaborating, sharing opportunities with each other, focusing in on art club and sharing the list of grants and opportunities for people and ways that we wanted to grow almost real things and ways that we could provide more paid opportunities for people to start making a living with us and doubling down on ourselves and the business and all of that. So this was kind of us coming out of that, taking a break and saying, hey, here's what we've accomplished and here's where we're going. And that was in March, came on March 2023. And then this is the last pocket-sized print issue for now that we have done. And this was in October, came out October 2023. And it was the hype issue. So it was us hyping ourselves back up, hyping the community back up, them hyping us up, and trying to figure out ways to be humble while also saying that I am a badass and I'm really good at what I do and I'm worked really hard. Yeah, I'm confident in saying that. I worked my ass off to produce these pieces, this music, and created an entirely new layout for this issue that really honed in on people's talents.
And showing their faces, I think. We had never put ourselves on the cover, so I'm like, when am I gonna be on the cover of magazine? Let me just do it. So Joy Conti, which is a fantastic photographer, we did a photo shoot. We had other people on our team on the back, and see Zach's floating away the balloons. He's getting taken away. It was so fun to do a photo shoot all together. And then she photographed all the artists in the artist spotlight as well. So they got professional photos, and we got to, we had never put the artist's face next to their spotlight because we were trying to just show the art. And, we only have so much room on these little pages. But we really just wanted to show the people behind the ads. And that's why.
Yeah. So anyway, jump in the comments. Is it time for another print issue?
We don't have time for it.
But
we would do it. We had to do it.
If you convinced us, we would do it.
So we still love print.
Yeah.
And then we took over the Austin Studio Tour last year. The catalog was a huge discussion topic, not just on our side, but for years it had been. Do you do the catalog? It is the largest expense of printing, shipping, all of that. And then probably the most amount of time you're going to spend as well. So
it's like $40,000 just production costs.
Yeah, it was $40,000 just in the print, and that doesn't count labor or anything else. Or driving, you literally drove to pick it up. That was, but anyways, when this was coming back, we took over the tour. We only had 3 or 4 months. I did look at Zach, and I was like, gotta do a print though. Like,
he said, absolutely not. Well, there's no way we have time for that.
But I was like, we've done.
And then it was like, you don't have time. I'm stressed out about all of the other deadlines. Like, how are we going to get a website together? How are we getting the signs made? Okay, we can't do it. And then the next day I came and I was like, we got to do it.
Yeah, we got to do it though. Like, we'd done the magazine and just kind of like, we got to do it. We love physical things. But we got to carry a lot of things we've done with Honest Real Things magazine into this, which is commissioning an artist for the cover, which was a Child Appetite, and just the way that we laid it out and showcased the artists and put a lot more information about them so that people could use this year round.
Yeah.
And we did put a couple new article type content in there, got to interview some people. So it was a really good culmination of we've done 26 issues here. We can do this. It took so much time. We were so tired.
But we did it. I'm very proud of what we did.
Yeah, so proud. But yeah, the last day, I remember we had to order it. We're like, we have to do this. And I was like, we're not going to leave the office until we're done. And we didn't. And we had just a map to do.
It was the next day when we left.
We left at 5 or 6 in the morning, but we were straight working. Because that's the first time I
I had 7 last days. So he was wrote 7 the last day.
You wrote down just once.
And I could not stop laughing.
He was laughing and crying. And I was giving him tissues. And I was like, we just have one more hour of work. We really just did add on 1 hour. And Zach is perfecting the design. And he's doing the thing that I can't do. So I was like, you gotta stay with me. It would not have happened.
But it's one of those things that we love print media so much just because of the beauty of it, but also the tactile nature of print media really makes you care about the information that you're reading more than scrolling, because you can doom scroll, you can scroll and care about it. You can even love something and you'll click a little heart and then swipe past it and you'll probably never see that thing again. When you put it in print media and you spend the money and the time to design it well, put it on your coffee table, this is something that we're hoping people will pick up time and time again and explore and find new artists and be like, oh, I met that person. I'm really excited to see them next year. Commission this new person. There's Swati. Buy a piece from her at the gallery. It's something that brings you closer to the people who are putting their all into their practice and excited to present every year what they're working on to you at the Austin Studio Tour. So to have the chance to create a directory of Austin artists that everybody can have and spread 10,000 of them around the city, we got to do it.
Yeah,
I had to.
And all these serve as time capsules, for us, for the artists, for the city, businesses or businesses we featured that now are no longer existing here, or spaces. So it's we get to freeze that moment in time a little bit.
Yeah. And so many people who have like their careers have blown up
Yeah.
since we've featured them. And that's really cool to see too.
Yeah.
And we're just excited to see everybody progress and move to the next stage
In of their career. Our first show of the year is called Within These Walls, and that is at Almost Real Things Studios and Gallery at 2324 East Cesar Chavez. So during that time, you'll be able to view and interact with all the artists, residents here, but also our lovely little retrospective wall. You'll get to see some of these original covers in person, some of the products that have come out of the programming we've done. There are things hidden all around. But that is on January 30th, Friday, from 7 to 10 p.m.
to come. One I interested in calendar for these. We've gotten really good at the calendar. Yeah, I was gonna say, could just fade me out. Could just like going, but are you volume down on videos? Going closer to this eyeball. As art club members, you get to show up an hour early to meet other art club members, talk to us, get first dibs on buying the art, and we'll see you there.
Thank you so much for being part of our art club. Thanks you.